Hi, my name's Ian, and I am a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I have a message of peace that I'd like to share with you today from the book of Luke, chapter 10, verse 27. And this talks about the two greatest commandments. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy strength, and with all thy mind, and thy neighbor as thyself. Now, the person that Jesus was talking to asked him, "Who is my neighbor?" So Jesus responded by sharing a parable where this one individual was walking down the road and he was beaten half to death. He was stripped of his clothes and his belongings, and there were three individuals that walked by him and had the opportunity to be a hero and a good neighbor. Now, before I get more into detail on who these individuals were, I wanted to talk about the background, the cultural background in the days that Jesus lived. Now, in those times, there was a lot of division, a lot of violence, a lot of racial, ideological, religious types of divisions, and a lot of violence was associated with this divisiveness. And it reminds me about our own day, because we have that same situation in our day. And so, going back to the parable. In the parable, there was a Jew and a Levite that walked down the road, and they both failed the test. They walked right by them, and they knew better. Now, Jesus was talking to a fellow Jew, and so he understood that a priest and a Levite knew the scriptures, knew what the law was, and knew what a good neighbor was, but despite that, they walked right by them. Now, the third individual that walked by was a Samaritan. And the Samaritan and the Jews hated each other. There was a lot of divisiveness and violence towards one another because of each other's differences. Now, the Samaritan stepped it up. Despite who that person was, whatever the background beliefs, he didn't care. He tended to the individual. He wrapped the wounds and put him on a mule and took him to an inn and paid for his stay at the inn and told the innkeeper that, look, whatever other charges that may be incurred, I will come by and pay for it. Now, this was a good neighbor. And we need to follow the Samaritan's example that no matter what we believe in, or what ideology or race or religion or politics, that shouldn't matter. We should all be entitled to our own belief. That's the freedom of speech or freedom of religion, freedom to belong to any political affiliation. But the priority should be is that we need to look past our differences and to really love one another and to put on the lens that Jesus has and to be a good neighbor to anybody, right, that we come across. So we need to be more kind and respectful, and that's my hope. And as we start today ourselves by being a good neighbor, then we can spread this love throughout our neighborhood and throughout our country.